Okay, so you should be able to see right now a short presentation. So I will briefly introduce Extend and Trendy tools, and then we'll switch to Trendy RT, and you will see in live a demo about Trendy RT with some examples. So first of all, good morning, and thank you very much for attending this webinar. So my name is Roman Fernandez from Extend. And so the goal of this webinar is to show you to discover a bit the new product Trendy RT. So just as I told you as an introduction, I will make a very brief introduction about Extend and Trendy. Then we'll switch to the demo. And maybe it will be better to ask question and answer session at the end of the demo, either through the chat or also with a micro, because you are a few people up to know, so there is no problem if you want to ask a question through the voice. So just a short introduction about Extend activities. So we are a French company, 15 people working at Extend. Let's say that there are two main things. The first one is dealing with SIVA. So you already probably know or have heard about SIVA. So Extend is a worldwide SIVA distributor. So we provide the software, simulation software for NDE, developed by the French Energy Atomic Commission, and Extend is a distributor, and we provide also the technical support. We also provide and make training courses, so either in the customer facility or in our premises for intercompany training courses. We also make some consulting, so we have a team of engineers that make some consulting, mainly based on simulation and mainly with SIVA. And last point, this is this last point, we also develop our own tool, Trendy. So Trendy UT and Trendy RT, which are virtual training tools for NDE operators to train people, and also for skill maintenance for training centers, big companies, universities, and so on. So Trendy UT has been developed and commercialized 2 years ago, more or less, and Trendy RT is very new. We just released the first version. You will see, I still have a demo version on my computer, but almost finished, and we start selling it in January of this year. So I will just show you very quickly some slides about Trendy in general. So Trendy, it's a brand of virtual products for training support from NDT. And up to now, we have two products. One is Trendy UT, manual UT, conventional UT, so there is no phased array up to now. It's conventional UT with probe angles or L0. And also the new one, which is Trendy RT for X-ray and gamma ray. And so this is the goal of this webinar. I will spend time on this. Just a very short overview of Trendy UT, just to start. It's what does it look like? So you can see the idea is to install Trendy UT, so the software, on a simple computer, laptop. You can see when you install it that you have the virtual UT device that is displayed on the laptop, and you need to connect a secondary screen. You have a list of different exercises. You will select the different components, different plates, different welds, and you can use a dummy probe. So you have here a dummy probe with the same shape, same weight as a real probe. And the idea is to scan this secondary screen. You can see on this secondary screen a photo of the part that you will inspect, you will scan. There are some flows inside, virtual test please. And the idea is to reproduce exactly the same steps done in real life. You can start with a calibration block, V1 block, or sensitivity block, define your gates, your gain, your DAC curves, and so on, and then go to the mockup and have a look on the flows by scanning the screen. And it's also, since a couple of months, we also released what we call device connected. So Trendy, you can connect Trendy to your real flow detector. So Trendy virtual mockup to a real UT flow detector. So you can benefit from the Trendy UT advantages to practice efficiently ultrasound testing without need for a real block while using your own flow detector. And we make some tests with different flow detectors. And Trendy UT device connected is compatible with Epoch, the Wave, UT 8000, EcoSmart, and so on. So you can directly connect Trendy to your real device. And just a short video of Trendy UT. So you can see here we scan the secondary screen, and you see here on the flow detector the scan. We define a gate, and you see the signal. And if the signal is above a given threshold, you can see the amplitude, the sound pass, and so on. And again, you can define a gate and everything to see as in real life the signal. So we have a data set of different signals, real signals, or also simulated signals with different exercises. Okay, so let's switch to Trendy RT and then to the demo. So the idea is to have also a tool, simulation tool, using virtual reality with the headset. It includes the entire radioactive chain, X-ray, gamma ray source. So you can select, depending on the size, X-ray or gamma ray. We have thousands of images for every exercises, because of course the idea is to train people and to make mistake or not. But if the trainee make mistakes, you will see the wrong image, and to understand why there is a mistake. And so we display the image corresponding to the user-defined parameters, as well as a report of the RT shot and also potential mistakes. So why using such innovative tool and simulation? It's very useful, of course, to support the establishment of NDT training, to enables to increase drastically the number of shots per trainee for better training. Of course, in real life, when you have one X-ray room, one student or one trainee can make a shot, but the other needs to wait. With Trendy, you can perform as many shots as you want. There is of course, no radiation protection issues, so you can make as many shots as you want with gamma sources. No radiation issues. Also, if you have a iridium source, for instance, or X-ray tube, and you need to use it for inspections, for real inspection, this source will not be available for training. So with Trendy, there is no conflict if the real source is needed outside during the training course. Again, you can multiply, there is multiplication of the number of trainees who can perform RT shots simultaneously. And you will see you can share, there is a free tool, SideQuest. You can share what you see on the headset. So the trainer can show to the trainee, or the trainee also can show to the different people what he sees on the headset and how to practice. It's very easy to carry. And also, of course, because it's virtual reality and simulation, you can see the invisible, understand, learn, and so on. So Trendy RT is a very innovative simulator, allowing you to train on radiographic control, again, X-ray and gamma ray, in a new light through virtual reality. And so we have a set of exercises I will show you, representative of RT training sessions, allowing for a significant increase in the number of shots per trainee and avoiding the risk of irradiation and offering new educational tools. So if I just exit the presentation and then show you Trendy, what it looks like. So here I open Trendy on my laptop. So you can see here that you have a list of different exercises. So you have here different welded pipes. So you have a cone, for example, different pipes with different thicknesses, different diameters, different materials. So it's important to have that in mind, that of course we try to have a quite important number of exercises to train people and to see maybe not all the configurations, but as much as possible. So you can see that you have a quite big list of exercises with different components, welded pipe, welded plates, also with different, again, component materials, different thicknesses. And also, here you have a T-weld, for example, here, and also some cast parts, a small blade, a gear, and so on. So the idea is to practice as much as possible with different, again, thicknesses, different components. So for instance, I can go for the first example that I want to show you. So a plate here, welded plate made of steel. Here you can see the different sources available for such component. So you can select X-ray or gamma source. Once you are okay with, if you want to select this component, you go to the settings, and you can see here the sources and also the films. So up to now, Trendy has been developed with films. So the next step is to also to develop with digital detectors. For now, it's films. So we have three different type of films with different sensitivities. So we can go for the first one, for example, and then you connect the headset and you start the exercise. And so when it's done, I will share my my headset. So you should be able to see what I see in my headset. I will just put my my headset on my eyes, and you should be able to see here the part, the component. So here I will just have a look on show you the X-ray room. So there is two environments on the headset. First of all, the X-ray room to prepare the components. So I will just move slowly my head for you to have a look on the X-ray room. Of course, you can work inside the X-ray room. So here I can work a little bit. Okay. You can rotate here, just for you to have a small look on the X-ray room. Okay, and then the idea is to go to the workbench and to prepare the plate. So something, of course, that I did not mention yet, but it's as in real life. So you know the thickness of the component, the base metal, the thickness of the bevel, and so on. So if you select X-ray source, you have also exposure charts that are available with Trendy to select the good voltage, good amperage, good exposure time to have a correct shot. This plate is, if I correctly remember, is 10.5 millimeter thickness, including the bevel. So here I can have a zoom on the parts that I will use here on this exercise. You can select here the size of the film. So 100 by 200, 240 by 300, or 3 by 300 by 400. You can select this one. So you have the film here that is displayed. And on the right, I just slowly move my head. You're here. You can also add the markers and the IQI. It's very important, as in real life. So here you can select the IQI. You can see here that you have the standard IQI, the European standard IQI with different materials and different wires. So you have the aluminium, titanium, copper, and iron. Here it's a plate steel. I can select here this IQI with different wires. So I just have a look here of the IQI, and then I can put the IQI on the part, something like this, for example. So it's very easy to use it. And I can also display some markers. Okay, so I can put, for example, test number 1, test 1, I validate. And you can see here that also I have my markers available. With my joystick, I can touch the markers and put them on the plate. Okay, you can put the date, whatever you want. And once you're okay with that, you can go to the X-ray room. So it's very easy. You also have some ruler. If you want to select this to make the measurement of the thickness here. Okay, so you have some tools to put the rulers and so on. Okay, and then you can go to the X-ray room. Here, enter into the X-ray room, yes. And based, I will show you just after, but based on the X-ray chart, you will define the film to source distance. So you have here the X-ray room. You can have a look on the X-ray room. Here, I select X-ray source, so I have my X-ray source. So I can go here, and with my joystick, with my hands, you should be able to see, you probably see my hands here, just adjust the positioning of the source. Okay, so at 800 millimeter, for instance, here you see the plate, the part with the AQI and the markers, the positioning of the source. Here it's a plate, so I just put the source perpendicular to the part. You will see in another exercise that it's also possible to translocate the source if you want to make an ellipse shot, for instance, if you want. So here I am okay with that. You can rotate and exit the X-ray room. Okay. So you can see here that I have my X-ray console. Up to now, in this version, the console here is switched off. You cannot input the parameters from the headset. So I need to remove my headset here. And then on my laptop, I have my console. So one thing before doing the shot, one thing that I did not mention yet, I will show you. You have here, of course, sorry, that's this one. This is this one. So you have a document, and it comes with the list, of course, of parameters, of components, material, and so on, with the thickness of the component, the bevel additional thickness, the material, how to say, sorry, the voltage available for the different sources, and also a small drawing of the part here. So you have all the input parameters, of course, to help you in defining the correct shot. You have also the X-ray exposure chart. So for every film, so for steel and aluminum, so exposure chart. For example, we select here the M100, and if you have a look here, 10.5 millimeter thickness. So yeah, you can have a look here. Actually, you can select, for example, this component. Sorry, this voltage, 160 kilovolt, and more or less here with the extra chart, you can see that at the distance film to source distance of 100 millimeter, with this voltage, 160 kilovolt, you need to have exposure milliampere minute of more or less 13.5 milliampere minute. So you select everything. You do exactly the same thing than in real life to prepare your shot. So it's very important also for the training to learn how to use such charts. You also have the list of AQI. Okay, so you have the list of AQI, and based also on the standard, the smallest diameter that you should be able to see of a given thickness. So here we have a thickness of 10.5, so we should be able to see the wire of 0.2 millimeter. And then, if you have a look here, you have the wires here that are available on the AQI. So once you're ready for that, we can go back to the console, and so we have seen that we need to select, for example, just a little bit this window, kilovolt 260 kilovolt, and we've seen 13.5 milliampere. So I can put an equivalent. For example, if I want to put here 3 milliampere, it will be more or less, I validate here, more or less 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, so I define the input parameters and I make my shot. And here, Trendy, based on the distance I defined, the component, the voltage, the milliampere, and the exposure time, is looking for an image among thousands of images that are integrated in the database and going to extract the relevant image. So you can see here the image with, so I can unzoom a little bit here with the markers, you can zoom here, the IQI, and you have some tools. So you have the component. Here you can use the densitometer, so you can see the optical density. So you can see that my shot is correct. I was looking for optical density of 3 on the bevel, so I correctly read my exposure chart. So I have an optical density of 3 on the bevel, more or less here, and you can see the image. You can zoom. You can zoom here, and you can see the idea, of course, is to see also the flows, the indications. And so you can see here, for example, if you move a little bit the image, you have undercut here, you have a lack of penetration here. I don't know if you see the resolution with the WebEx is not that good, but I don't know if you see here, but you have a lack. I clearly see it on my screen, a lack of penetration, undercut here, the IQI, also the lack of penetration here, and also some porosities here, and also on the base metal. So yeah, and you have also some tools to can define a roller to make a measurement of the lack of penetration, for example, or other measurements if you want. So you can make measurement, and you can also play a little bit with dynamic if you want to try to. It's not the same because, of course, it's an image on the screen, but to try to reproduce more or less what you can see with the negatoscope and to play it the bit with light. So you can play it a bit with images to try to see more or less the better the weld and the base metal. You can export, of course. You can save the image, the original picture or the modified one. You can save the image and add it on the report. I will show you just after how to export a report and what you have on the report. So you have here the first image that you can save, of course. Then, so it's the first example, but you can say also during the training, we also learn that to optimize the exposure time, because of course time is money. So the idea for a trainee is to adjust to have accurate shot, but to try to reduce the exposure time if you have to make I don't know, thousands of shots, or maybe not thousand, but a lot of shots in your life. Of course, you need to reduce the exposure time to make as many shots as possible. So you can also learn how to do that with Trendy by, for instance, changing the distance between the source and the film to respect the fog. So you can also calculate the blurring because of the shape of the source, the distance between the part and the film and the source and the film, and so on. And here, for example, we can say that, okay, 4 minutes 30 seconds, we have a good image with at 3 milliampere with such voltage, but it may be a little bit long. And we can also try to reduce the distance between the source and the film. So we can go back to the headset. Why not? Can go back. So I keep the same parameters, and I can go back again to my X-ray room. Adjust the headset, and here why not changing and reducing the exposure, the distance. Sorry, for example at 600 millimeter. Okay. You can explain, of course, to the trainee that you have the exposure time is you can explain that the exposure time is inversely proportional to the squared distance. So if we position the source at 600 millimeter, the resulting exposure time should be around 7.6 milliampere minute instead of 13.5 that we have seen from the exposure chart at 800 millimeter. So you can make a new shot by changing the values. So if we still want to have 3 milliampere at 160 kilovolt, we just have to change the time. And here, 2 minutes, 32 seconds, sorry. 2 minutes, 32 seconds. And you can make a new shot. And this is also the big advantage of 3D, that you can perform as many shots as you want. In real life, it's not possible because, of course, you need different trainees need to go to the X-ray room. You have the consumables and so on. So it's not always possible to perform many shots. With 3D, you can do that. And here, I can go again to the apply the densitometer, and you see again that I have around the optical density of 3 at a distance of 600 millimeter. So I have the relevant image, accurate image, and I reduce the exposure time, so it's better. And you can analyze again your image, save this image, and save the report. Okay, so just to show you that it's very easy to change the distance between the film and the source, change the exposure time, change the parameters to adjust and to see the different things. Of course, again, I will make one additional shot. If I made a mistake, I keep, for example, I can go back to my first parameters. So here I have the input parameters for 800 millimeter, but remember I put my source at 600. So you will not have here the good optical density. Your image will be too dark because you have your exposure time is too long. You can also see the mistake and explain and see when you don't have a correct image. So you see here everything is dark because we are saturated. And on the contrary, if I put, for example, exposure time of 1 minute and 30 seconds, for instance, here I will not have I will have optical density too low. And again, you can make as many shots as you want, and we are going to extract the relevant images based on the input parameters. And here, if I have a look on the optical density, come on. Okay. You see here that I have optical density around 2 on the base metal, which is not that bad, but I was looking for optical density of 3. You can see also the impact. So again, you can change the values and see the impact based on the exposure chart that is provided with Trendy. Okay, you have again this exposure chart. See the voltage, the relevant voltage, and the relevant milliampere minute versus the thickness you pass through to inspect. Okay, so it was one first example. Then you can go back to the list of the exercises. And for example, I can select a new one, body type 2, go to settings. We can select another type of film. And I launch another exercise. So this one, it's a small pipe, small tube with a base metal of 4.5 millimeter. And if we include the weld, it's 6 millimeter thickness, and the full diameter is 60.3 millimeter. So you also have here the list you will see here is there. Sorry, I'm just going to show you. From the list here, you have the list of the exercises, and you can have a look on the relevant pipe. So here, you have the diameter of 60.3, the thickness of the base metal, the weld, and so on. Okay, so you have the list of the input values. Of course, it's important to calculate the exposure time and so on. And then if I go to my headset here, you can see that my virtual X-ray workshop has been refreshed. I can again move here quite close. You see the small tube. Okay. You can also select different type of detectors, like this one, for example. And I can select again the IQI. Put it here, for example. And put just A as a marker. Somewhere here, put a marker. And then here, this example is perfect for an ellipse shot. So I can go to the X-ray room. And you can see here that for such type of component of pipe, with the ratio between the diameter and the thickness of the component, I can select. I have two options, elliptical or perpendicular. And if I select elliptical technique, I can define the source at a distance of 800 millimeter, for example, and also translocation. Of course, you need to calculate again, as in real life, the correct distance to have a correct ellipse. So you need to do it. Okay, so I can adjust my distance, rotate it in my source. Okay, like this, for example. Okay, if you're okay with that, you go back to the workshop. Okay, and then based on the X-ray chart for the film MX125, the diameter, the positioning, and so on, we'll select here the 140 kilovolt, 5 milliampere, in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So this is, of course, again, I insist, based on the X-ray chart. So the trainee need to read correctly the X-ray chart to select the correct exposure time. And then you make the shot. And you see here, come on, you see here the tube with the ellipse. I can zoom a little bit. And you can see here that I am around optical density of 3. That's correct. Base metal here. You can also have optical density measurement. You can see the IQI, different IQIs, the ellipse. You can also make measurement about the aperture of the ellipse to make sure that you have a correct aperture of the ellipse based on the standard and so on. Okay. And then have a look on the flows, the different flows here. You have some porosities here, a lack of fusion here, and so on, and the marker here. And you can make a new shot if you want. If you want to just to show you, I can go back to my set, change the aperture of the ellipse. So I can keep the same distance, 800 millimeter, but if I put my source, I have a wrong adjustment of my ellipse, for example, this one. I'll go back here. You see, it's very easy to manipulate the source. And I can make a new shot. I just change the positioning of the source along the horizontal axis. And you see here that you have, of course, you don't have a correct ellipse here. And so this shot is not correct. If you want to perform an ellipse, it's not correct because the two welds are overlaid and it's not correct based on the standard. Again, you can explain to the trainee why it's not correct by calculating the distance, the translocation of the source, the distance that you need to respect to have the correct aperture, and so on. And you can see in some seconds, you can make a new shot, re-explain, and with this small application, the SideQuest, you can share what you see on the headset with your trainee, with the different people. So, and to explain the reason of the good shot or bad shot. So it was to show you also another type of component with a small tube, small diameter, that you can also perform not only perpendicular technique, but also elliptical technique. Okay, so I will close this image. Let's go back to the list of exercises. So up to now, we have seen two components and we use X-ray sources for the two parts, so the welded sheet, welded plate, and this small tube. Let's go for biggest tube, for example, this one, welded pipe number 5. So here, this is a quite big pipe, so I can go to my settings and use this more rapid film, this one. And you will see in a couple of seconds the pipe. So you see here in my headset that I have a new component, big tube, big pipe. So this one, again, you have the list of the different parameters. This one is the full outer diameter is 300 millimeter. The base metal, here it's 20 millimeter plus 5 millimeter of the weld here. So you have 5 millimeter plus 20, sorry. You have here if I move here, you see the film here that is in black. You can also, based on the standard, on the thickness to pass through and so on, you can select the different IQIs. It's still component here. You can select the W6 or W10. You can select the W6 here. And the good thing of the virtual reality is that you can place your hand inside the pipe to put the film, sorry, the IQI from film side. Put my hyper here. And here I select gamma source. Yes, of course, I did not mention that, but it's important. I select gamma source. So I will go to my X-ray room, and you will see that I don't have anymore my X-ray tube, but I have my gamma source. So here you can see the GAM, iridium 192. And the idea is to position the source according to the thickness of the components, diameter of the component, and so on, to respect the standard and to select the best position. So you can see here that you have also 3 options in Trendy for this source. Contact. So here you can see that my source is in contact here. You also have internal or perpendicular. So perpendicular with this thickness is not relevant, but the goal is to make mistake also, and to explain why perpendicular will not be good, because you will pass through almost 50 millimeter thickness. The exposure time will be very long, and so on. So we can start with internal source, for example. If I select internal here, you see that my source is inside the pipe. So I will just try to move it a bit for you to see the source. And the idea is to position then the source inside the pipe. So here you can see that you have a white circle telling you where you can select the source, grab the source. Just grab the source here. Okay, and then I can put my source wherever I want. So let's go to 250. Of course, you need to calculate again the blurring based on the shape, the geometry of the source, the distance, the thickness, and so on. So here, let's go for 250 millimeter with internal. So I will pass through only one thickness and inspect this part of the pipe, and then I can go outside the X-ray room. Of course, there is no radiation. This is a good thing. And I can exit. And then you can see here that you have a small calculator. So you have 2 modes in Trendy. You have the trainer mode and the trainee mode. So the trainer mode, you have a calculator that will help you in calculating the exposure time, the relevant exposure time to have optical density of 3, for example. For the trainee mode, the trainee needs to calculate based on the formula that we also provide. So if I just go back to my source parameters, here you have the X-ray chart, exposure time chart, but also you have here the parameters for the gamma ray source. One thing that is also very important that we say that the activity of the iridium source 40 days ago is 1.85 terabecquerel. So the student needs to calculate the activity now to make the shot. So this is with the radioactive decay of the iridium, which is 74 days. The students need to calculate the relevant activity right now. So it's 1.27 terabecquerel, but it's also very important to be able to calculate that. So it's part of the exercise in Trendy. So to calculate the relevant activity, you have here a formula to calculate the correct exposure time. It's also a classic formula based on the different values, the sensitivity factor for the film, the distance between the source and the film, the optical density that you want, and so on, and the activity, and so on. We have the main parameters that are here, and so the students need to calculate it, or you can calculate that for him. And then here you can define the different values. And from the calculation, at the correct distance between the source and the film, here it will be 173 seconds. Okay, so if I run here, we'll have the corresponding shot. And so I can go to my densitometer. You see here that I have the correct parameters. I made correct calculation. So here you have the optical density. You can zoom also a little bit. And you can play a little bit with dynamic. To try to see better the weld and the component. So I don't know if you see again, the resolution of the WebEx is not very good, but I can see some wires, not all, but I can see at least 4 wires here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure you can see that, but this is because of the share of the screen. If you use Trendy on your laptop, you'll be able to see the wires, and you can see here some indications. So you have here one flow here, another flow here, and you can also play it a bit with the dynamic. Try to see better the result. So here it's the one case with the source inside the component, where you have the weld here with the different flows, different indications, and the AQI. You can also do the same thing if you want. You can also do the same thing if you want by changing here instead of being in internal. I can put my asset again and make a new shot. And here, for instance, I can select contact. My source is in contact, so you have the distance here between the source and the film. Contact. Again, there is no doses. That's good. Okay. I can exit the X-ray room, and I can make a new shot here. So based on here I have double thicknesses for the computation time. So 20 millimeter by 2 for T plus additional 5 millimeter for the weld. And one thing also that I didn't mention but is also very important is that on the exercises, on this exercise, we add a lead filter of 0.5 millimeter. And so this must be integrated for the calculation of the computation time. So we provide an exposure table. It's here for the calibration, the equivalence between the lead and the steel. So here, if we have a different thicknesses, 40 millimeter, for example, you can see that you need, if you have 0.5 millimeter lead filter, you need to add equivalent steel to have correct computation time. It's also important. You have also that in Trendy, also to help the student to learn correctly the different parameters, the impact parameters for the lead. The lead filtering will add some computation time. So here you have also some tools to help you. And so for this case, we drastically increase the computation time. It's around 14 minutes. And you have a new shot. You see that it's quite blurred and very difficult to see because we have, of course, double wall thickness here. So it's more relevant to make internal shots. But again, it's to learn. But you can see here the different results. We see, I can see the AQI not very well, but much better with internal source. But I can imagine the AQI here. Here, I see three wires. And again, you can play with the optical density, and we are around 3 and around 4 on the base metal. Okay, so it was just to show you that you can also consider gamma sources and put the source, depending, of course, again, on the shape of the component, inside the tube, if you have a big pipe, outside, in contact, and so on. Do you hear me? Yes? I have through the chat, I have a comment that there is some issues with the sound. Do you correctly hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So last example. The idea is to show you not all examples, but the different options. So we have seen welded parts, pipes, and plates. Let's go for a cast part, for example, here, and select gear. This is, for example, the last example here. We can try a cast part. The thickness of the gear here is 16.5 millimeter. So if I select this one, settings, again, I can select different type of film, and you have here the possibility for such component to select X-ray or gamma sources. So I can go for my X-ray source. Okay, so here we have the gear. Here's the small gear. You can see the component. You can also select the shape of detector. I can put a marker or a QI. So up to now, we don't have the QI. We don't have equivalent block in Trendy. It will be in the next release. So you will be able to select equivalent block to be able to put your AQI when it's not possible on a small component. So here it's not possible, so I just put AQI on my gear. I go to my X-ray room, and again, based on the X-ray chart and so on, I can define the positioning of my source. For 800, but you can put it at 600, 400, and so on. Okay. And so here, from the X-ray chart, exposure time, we can select a source of 180 kilovolt with, for example, 8 milliampere and 1 minute. And we can run. And you can see here the component. Okay, we have the gear. And you can see not all the AQI because of the part is not relevant to put the AQI on it, but there is a small crack here. Zoom here, a kind of shrinkage here, and you can see you can see optical density, make measurement. You can also here, something I did not mention yet, export. You can create a PDF. Okay, and you see here that you have a PDF report. Okay, so you see here the part, the geometry, so here 16.5, the source that we use, the detector, the AQI, and then this export, you can print it, and then based on the standard and so on, you can fill what you see on the result, the shooting technique, what type of technique you perform for this component, the image, and this one, what type of flows you have seen defect. Sorry, there is a mistake here. It's still a report in draft, but what type of defect you have seen on the image, if it's shrinkage, cracks, and so on. You can also make a drawing of your part, and so on and so on, and the film. So you can have the report very easily from the image. Okay, so it was just quite short demo. I don't want to show you everything. It's not the goal, but the idea is to show you that you have a list of quite important exercises. You can close this. So if I just go back here, I have a list of different exercises: plates, weld plates, weld pipes, cast component, different materials, X-ray and gamma sources, and also realistic shots. It's really important, and also to use X-ray chart, activity of the source for gamma sources, good calculation, calculate to help the trainee to perform the shot from the beginning to the end and to learn everything. And the idea is to be able to make as many shots as possible very easily and very quickly. Anyway, if you have other questions, feel free to send me an email again to my email address, romain.fernandez@extend.com. And thank you very much for your time. I hope it was clear. It's not always easy to share what I see in my headset and to share also my screen, but I hope it was clear. And don't hesitate to send me an email if you need other comments or if you have questions.